It is my sincere belief the light Imu wants extinguished is Alabasta. What is up, everybody? 333VIL spells out evil, so welcome to the most evil channel on YouTube dedicated to all things One Piece. My name's Eddie, and today's video is post-Wano predictions and Reverie predictions. In this video, we're going to be going over the status of a few characters such as Cobra, Vivi, Sabo, Shanks, Blackbeard, etc. If you want to see more videos like this, prove it to me by watching all the way through and leaving a like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's dive in. I'm sure most of you already know what the Reverie is, so we'll go ahead and start with the status of Sabo. I'll go ahead and say right off the bat, Sabo is not killed. As far as him being captured, that is a possibility. I also predict Sabo is being blamed for the death of Cobra and the attempted assassination on Vivi. We saw the Revolutionary Army say something along the lines of, "That's not like Sabo." It'd be very odd for the Revolutionary Army to say, "It's not like Sabo" in the context of him dying. Sabo's not immortal. Not only that, but this was a very serious mission that Sabo was on. They knew the stakes were high. This is the homeland of the world government. Now let's go on to the context of Sabo being captured. Again, this mission had very high stakes. For the Revolutionary Army to say it's not like Sabo in the context of him being captured doesn't fit that great. Now let's put Sabo in the context of killing Cobra and killing Vivi. For the Revolutionary Army to say that doesn't sound like Sabo, I don't believe it, seems to fit pretty well. Sabo growing up with Luffy and Ace seems like he turned out to be an alright guy. Him killing the king of Alabasta and trying to kill the princess Vivi doesn't sound right. Now that we got this out the way, let's move on to Cobra and Vivi. We'll start with King Cobra. When Imu was on the way to have the meeting with the Gorosei, Imu had a picture of Vivi. The Gorosei immediately jumped in saying, "What's the light you want extinguished?" In the anime and the manga, Imu did not say anything before that, showing that this meeting was already planned or predetermined. Imu and the Gorosei were already planning to extinguish a light. They've done this before. Now we need to look at this from a narrative standpoint. Vivi is technically a Straw Hat crew member. Vivi's also a young princess. Cobra is a old man ruling the country. According to sources at the Reverie, somebody died. Is Oda gonna kill off the young princess Straw Hat crew member? Or is Oda gonna kill off the old man ruling the country? Is the country of Alabasta going to cry over the princess dying? Or is the country of Alabasta going to cry over their whole leader dying? And I don't see this as a misdirection by Oda. What probably happened was Fujitora and Green Bull found Sabo and the Revolutionary Army and clashed with them. The world government, then knowing that the Revolutionary Army was infiltrating Mary Joie, said, "You know what? F it. Sabo wants to infiltrate our home. You know what? Let's extinguish the light and let's blame it on Sabo." I predict Sabo was probably even around when this happened. A Cypher Pole member probably pulled out a gun and killed Cobra. Sabo, witnessing this happen, probably got shocked. Then when the news got out and the Revolutionary Army saw this, they said, "Wow, Sabo killed King Cobra of Alabasta? That's not like him." Due to the events of Drum Island, Wapol knows that Princess Vivi is connected to Straw Hat Luffy. One way or another, this information got from Wapol to the world government. Luffy being a pirate with a 1.5 billion bounty, wearing a straw hat just like the one Imu visited, puts Luffy on Imu's radar. And if Imu knows that the country of Alabasta refused to join the world government back at the end of the Void Century, that's just more of a reason for them to take out Alabasta. Not only that, but the ancient weapon Pluton. Big News Morgans wanted to spice up the story. That's probably how the attempted assassination on Vivi came to be. Now let's talk about the Blackbeard. Back in chapter 956, Blackbeard says he's going to claim a prize.
What do you mean by that?
You can instantly determine that they're going to go to either Mary Joie or Alabasta. But I'll tell you right now, the Blackbeard pirates are not going to Mary Joie. Blackbeard may be arrogant, but he knows his limits. If Sabo is with a very powerful force like the Marines or the world government, how would they not be claiming a prize? Blackbeard showing up to Mary Joie would be a very tough, crazy battle. That's the home of the world government. Blackbeard also knows that Ryokugu and Fujitora are there fighting. He's very aware of the powerful forces at Mary Joie. It is my sincere belief the Blackbeard pirates are going to Alabasta. Assuming that King Cobra was killed, Alabasta is up for grabs. Knowing the octopuses I did it again. Knowing Blackbeard and his character, it would make sense that he has interest in the ancient weapons. Pluton is said to be in Alabasta. Blackbeard's a powerful Yonko. One way or another, he knows that the ancient weapon is in Alabasta. So this prize he's referring to is Pluton. The Blackbeard pirates going to Alabasta will also bring back an old arc, an old location back into relevance. And we all know Oda loves to do that. Now let's talk about Shanks. I find it hilarious how this notorious pirate, this Yonko, strolls into the office of the Gorosei and they say that they made time for him. You've got to be kidding me, bro. Now, I don't necessarily believe that Shanks is going to be a bad guy or an antagonist of Luffy, but I do believe that Shanks is playing a role in the underworld. On my channel, I have a video series called Theory Review. My very first theory review was on Shanks being the head of the underworld. If you haven't watched it before, at the top of the screen, there should be a card linking to the video. I'll give a quick summary. We do know that Shanks might be tied into Norse mythology, but there's also hints and indications that Shanks might be modeled after the Yakuza. For an example, Shanks bet his left arm on the new generation, and the Yakuza cut off their left pinky when they can't pay for a bet. The members of the Red Hair Pirates refer to Shanks as boss rather than captain or leader. There's a lot of other indications, but I'm keeping this short and sweet. We do know that Doflamingo is a broker in the underworld. Doflamingo was shipping out smile fruits to Kaido, and in return, Kaido was sending weapons. These weapons were then sent across the world and used for wars. But we also know that the world government has ties to the underworld. In Wano, CP0 tried to bargain with Orochi about weapons. Even Sabo and the Revolutionary Army know that some funny business is going on. Shanks wants balance in the world. If Shanks was playing a huge role in the underworld like how the Yakuza do in real life, it would make sense why the Gorosei are forced to respect him. When Shanks approached the Gorosei, he said that he wanted to talk to them about a certain pirate. And let me tell you, no way in hell is this certain pirate Luffy. The obvious choice, the obvious parallel is Blackbeard. Ever since Blackbeard showed up and started causing so much chaos, Shanks has not been the same. Shanks literally approached Whitebeard and said, hey man, you might want to watch out for this guy named Blackbeard. He used to be on your crew. What he's doing is the same exact thing with the Gorosei. Yes, the Gorosei have talked about Blackbeard before and mentioned that he's the first guy with 2 devil fruits, but it doesn't seem like the Gorosei are taking him serious. During Wano, we found out there is this notorious pirate group by the name of the Rocks Pirates. It took Garp and Roger to take them down. Shanks was a member of the Roger Pirates, therefore Shanks knows about the Rocks Pirates. With Big Mom and Kaido teaming up, it's said that it's the return of the Rocks Pirates. Blackbeard named his ship the Saber of Zebek, literally referring to Rocks D. Zebek. Shanks is telling the Gorosei about Blackbeard because Shanks found out the correlation between Blackbeard and Rocks D. Zebek. This is slightly off topic, but I didn't want to make a whole video about it. The lurking legend is the Rocks Pirates. When Oda said that Whitebeard was involved, Whitebeard was a Rocks pirate. And I'm sure people aren't gonna like this because it's not a plot twist like Shiki or Scopper Gaban or some crazy nonsense. The team up of Big Mom and Kaido on Wano is this crazy force. Occam's Razor's telling us that the lurking legend was the Rocks Pirates. Now onto the topic of the Revolutionary Army, I do not see them all showing up to Mary Joie. This could happen though later on down the road when Luffy learns the true history and wants to take on the world government. Tinfoil hat time, Kuma may have teleported Vivi and Sabo out of Mary Joie. Imagine if they land in the vicinity of Wano. That'd be insane. Let's recap this whole theory and speculation. Sabo and the Revolutionary Army show up to Mary Joie to infiltrate it and start a war. They get caught and end up in a battle with Ryokugu and Fujitora. While this is happening, Imu's telling the Gorosei that Imu wants a great cleansing to take place on Alabasta. After the Admiral Clasher battle, Imu finds out that Sabo is infiltrating Mary Joie. The government then goes on to kill Cobra and blames it on Sabo. The Revolutionary Army, seeing this, says, wow, that's not like you, Sabo. The country of Alabasta is in shock. Shanks having a role and ties to the underworld forces the Gorosei to respect him. And just like with Whitebeard, Shanks is warning the Gorosei about Blackbeard due to his correlation with Rocks D. Zebek. On the left and right side of the screen, I have more banger videos I know you'll love to watch. What do you think took place at the Reverie? Comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, it's free. If you want to see more videos by me, hit subscribe and the notification bell because it's free. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.